Okay, welcome to Let's Talk World Exclusives. My name is Maria. So let's get to our first exclusive interview for today. My first guest for the premiere of Let's Talk World exclusive is Joseph Stephen Skoda III. He is a retired from the United States Air Force after a 21 years of service. He has degrees in aviation, business management, and holds a PhD degree in psychology. He also is the founder of GI Connection, a nonprofit organization that connects veterans with resources. In addition, he is the past commander of the American Legion and is the current commander of the Disabled American Veterans in Santa Maria, California. Joseph has been a Toastmaster for 8 years, and he is currently serves as our immediate past District 33 Director of over 140 unique clubs in California. His central focus is developing leaders one at a time. Welcome to my show, Joseph.
Thank you so much, Marie. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad that you called on me finally to get out here and share my story. It's been a wonderful life, and I've known you several years, and thank you so much, Maria.
Well, my first question to you, Joe, is what is developing leaders one at a time means? I know we know what it means, but I would like to hear from you based on your own point of view.
Sure. Thank you, Maria. Most people don't know what that means. Most people don't know what that means. Over the last couple of years of being in Toastmasters leadership, district director, I made it my motto is to help develop leaders. Sure, we want to develop everyone to step up and step in our shoes and do bigger and better things later on. But a lot of us, whether we're good communicators, whether we're good at our jobs, even good speakers, does not guarantee we're ready to take on a leadership role. So I made it my mission, not just in Toastmasters, but in general life. Anyone who calls upon me for coaching or mentorship, I'm going to help find out you and what makes you tick and help you get to the next level. Because quite frankly, our communities, our states, our government need leaders. And if I can have a little small part of that, of helping you reach your full potential, rock on. Because that's what we all should be doing is developing people become bigger and better than they are today. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, I love the outlook of your, of your organization. Um, and I believe that you were actually doing a lot of things on the internet, like different shows. And one of the shows that you have so far is the in the office. And in the office actually was, you've been doing a lot of shows before in the office where you can see it at Vimeo. This man has been doing a lot of motivational speaking. Um, that he actually does. Actually has a show here in social media every Monday, which is in the office. So, Joe, tell us a little bit. What's your objective of doing these motivational speaking shows that goes on every Monday at social media shows?
I'm going to tell you, Maria, this is so important. Even though I'm able to retire after 21 years in the Air Force, I had a lot of ups and downs for many years, and I'll be gladly will share that later on. But as I got involved in different businesses, and there's a company I ran into in network marketing, and they were talking about branding ourselves. They were talking about what makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. So, hey, just for instance, if Maria, you're selling Avon and I'm selling Avon, why would someone go to you rather than me or vice versa? And we see this. Some people have Tupperware products and they're making a lot of money and others are struggling. And it's all about branding. It's all about telling our story. It's all about sharing with the world who we are. Now, back in the day, we would brag, rah, you're going to make a lot of money, or rah, you're going to quit your job in 6 months, or rah. Over the last several years, it's been more about branding and telling our own stories. And I've learned, and I actually paid someone $1,000 to teach me how to do videos. And this is an interesting story because there was this guy, him and his partner made millions of dollars online without paying $1 for marketing. They didn't pay $1. And they came out to us, and there's probably 5,000 people in the audience, maybe five, I don't even know. But here they said, if you give us $1,000, we'll teach you what we know. $1,000. That's still a lot of money for me today, but not back then it was even harder. But $1,000, 100 of us gave $1,000. In 20 minutes time, these guys made $100,000 from us. And we start off little videos like, what saddens you, maybe 2 minutes, or what's some of your anxiety, or what are some of your challenges. And throughout that, they told us and talked to us about branding ourselves. So getting back to Avon, regardless, we're the same product, the same price, but it's the one that has the better story. It's the one that you can trust and rely on. And I learned through video marketing, which happened to have been my forte, even though I do other kinds of marketing too, because people get to see me. People get to hear I was in the Air Force. People get to hear some of the struggles and challenges I had. So I find in the office with Joseph Skoda is talking about me and some of the challenges I had, and hopefully I can inspire someone else or motivate you to persevere and continue on despite your challenges, because quite frankly, we all have challenges. So that's why I started in the office with. And it just got bigger and better through social media shows network and just practice. We all get a little bit better. We step out of our comfort zone, and hopefully we inspire others along the way. And that's why I started in the office.
Well, brand. You were talking about branding. What makes you think, and when did you realize that social media is a really good platform to be branding, to
Well,
brand yourself?
you told me so. You told me so. What I noticed, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, say, why am I on Vimeo, not YouTube? I got kicked off YouTube. I had about 100 videos on YouTube, and they kicked me off and won't let me back in. I don't even remember what I said, what I did, but I must have been doing something right because someone had too many complaints. Obviously, that's to get kicked off. People complain about you, and well, that's part of branding. So if you have complaints, make sure you don't mind. Make sure you're doing something you're proud of. So I had to tweak my message a little bit, go to another platform and Vimeo and social media shows, because it's important when you reach that great platform, that great network, that you're able to touch more lives. I was touching 10 lives every video, right? 10 to 15 people will watch my video, and I appreciate you, and some of them are still following me. But now over time, I'm able to get hundreds and even thousands. But it takes time to get there. So you want to brand yourself on the right platform, but more importantly, make sure you're giving the message that you want people to receive. And quite frankly, that takes a lot of practice because we all make mistakes. So get out, pull our bootstraps back up, press forward, and make sure people understand what you're trying to say. The social media shows network is one of the best networks out there, and everyone should use it if they really want to brand their message.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. Just to let all our viewers know that we already reached 1.2 million since we started social media shows.
Yeah.
1.2 million. So yes, Joe is telling the truth. But
And
anyway,
10 of those are mine. 10 of those are my followers.
yeah. But anyways, Joe, so you were talking about branding, using about these different social media platforms, especially social media shows. That is the best platform that's going on so far. We live stream in real time, and I don't know anybody, anyone that doing exactly what we are doing. That's what makes us so different in this business. And I just been reached out by celebrities recently, to be doing their live shows in real time, like what I already been started, what
Sure,
me and Joe has been started so far. But Joe,
sure.
not to talk a lot about social media shows, because you're here and Let's Talk Words exclusive to actually talk about your accomplishment, your downfalls, what makes you who you are today. So I just want to start. I was gonna go with the accomplishment first, but I already have mentioned who is Joseph Escoda. So I want to go straight to, what is your biggest downfall, Joe?
I'm going to tell you one of my biggest downfalls, and I think a lot of us is we often quit. We often quit. We see a lot of things on Facebook where they're chiseling through a wall and they're 5 feet from their goal of all the gold, and others keep moving forward and they get there. Too many of us quit too soon. A lot of us start college, for instance, and we'll quit before getting there. In fact, it took me 12 years to get my 2 year degree. 12 years. Now, some of it in the military because I deployed a lot and I was not able to take classes. And this was before you could do it online. But 12 years to get my 2 year degree. But I didn't quit. I got my bachelor's degree, I've got my master's, and later on my PhD. Just don't quit. I think if I would have stayed with some of the companies I did early on when I was doing network marketing and some of the other things I was involved with, I think I could have had success just a little bit sooner. Don't get me wrong, I didn't know about branding, I did not know about advertising, but if you have a passion for something, you can learn those things along the way. And I had a lot of passion about different things I've been involved with, but I just quit. And here's another downfall that I and a lot of my friends fell into. You ever hear about that shiny nickel syndrome? We're looking for the next shiny object out there and we're chasing that. We're quitting what we're doing. And okay, I went from Avon. Now I need to go Tupperware. And I go Herbalife. Now I need to. We do that because it looks because they branded themselves better. They market a little bit better. It just looks, wow, it's easier compensation plan. Wow, I'm going to be able to my friends in here even more comfortably. When we jump from product and service, and we're talking to our same friends that we talked a week ago about one product, and now this week we're talking about a different one, that's a downfall and a pitfall that many people, including myself, have fell into. Instead of finding something you're passionate about right here, right now, and taking that challenge head on, we often jump ship and think something else is going to be better. So how can our friends and family trust us? Well, we don't know what we want. So that's one of the biggest downfalls I had, and many of my other friends have.
All right. So why do you think? So you were saying that your biggest downfall is you quit too soon on certain collaboration with other companies. And this is not only you, Joe. There's a lot of people that I've seen so far with social media shows that they quit too soon. Why do
Sure.
you think that people, I understand that people wanted a quick fame,
Money, money,
quick money,
money.
quick fame. And but what would you doing in the office all the time, what is your suggestion or advice to people, because you've been there, done that, and what is your suggestion or advice to them not to quit too soon?
Sure. One of the mistakes I made early on was I, I had I had little signs I put out there in the street. I did some videos. I put little ads in the paper, a lot of emails, even put ads in newspapers. And that costs money and that takes a lot of time. And if you don't have the patience or the resources, you're automatically going to quit. If you put one sign out there, you hope 1,000 people see it, they sign up and you're going to be rich. That doesn't really happen in the real world. So what I'm finding, obviously patience, and learning just one marketing system that's going to work for you. You don't have to learn everything. For me, video marketing, which is free, once it's out there on YouTube or Vimeo or social media shows or any other platform, it's always out there. Now, your job and my job is just to drive traffic to it. So you learn to keep a message out there consistently, which is patience, and you drive traffic, which means is you refer people to your own video and get friends to do the same thing, and everybody wins. But we can just learn patience. And don't quit your job until you start making money in your business and learn a little bit of patience and just find out one thing you're good at. You can always outsource the rest of it later on as you're making some money. Just find the one thing you're good at and become the best at that. And that's another great way to brand yourself. So patience, branding, and finding just that one thing that clicks with you that you make a difference. So I think that's it, Maria, is don't chase that shiny nickel and patience. Big deal. It's a big deal.
That is a really good point, Joe, because um, I am in trading business now, and that is something that I cannot do is to keep on chasing that nickel. You don't
Sure.
chase that nickel because there's a bigger picture. I believe in easy money and fame that comes right away doesn't last long. So
Usually
I honestly believe that looking on working on your passion and looking on the big picture is very important in its pays off in the end. So yeah, I
yeah.
agree with you on that, Joe. Well, anyway, Joe, I see all your. I've known you for 5 years now, I bet,
Wow.
and I saw all your, we already talked a lot about your accomplishment from the military to earn your degree, to be a Dr. Joseph Skoda the third, to be, having all this, being the regional, is it district or regional of
Well,
Toast
Toastmasters district director.
district director,
Who
and
knows what holds in the future? It could be big, better.
it's gonna be bigger and better. It's gotta be right. There's no way of going back. We are all moving forward. So
Yep.
anyways, so I see all this accomplishment and everything, and it seems like you have so much things in your hand and you're a happy person. You love to help a lot of people. That's why you build GI connections.
Yep.
Yeah, before I get into my questions, I want to talk about GI connection first.
Sure.
What is GI connections all about?
Well, sure. A few years ago, I met a friend of mine, a fellow Air Force veteran, and she builds tiny houses, tiny homes for female homeless veterans. In fact, Maria in social media shows us part of that first event that we had in
How
Santa
they're
Maria,
doing?
California. And we just had our fourth or fifth gala this couple weeks ago, and literally a van was donated to her by Gary Sinise, and that's wonderful. And Jay Leno, and she was just on her show, and she just raised like $50,000 last year in donations from a lot of different things because people were donating to her cause, and we became friends over time. And I've always had a business, about different networking I do. And she's like, why aren't you getting more involved with the veterans? Because there's a lot of different veterans having their own companies in my area. Now, I'm wearing white right now. I never ever wear white. But before we started this interview, I was doing a military funeral for an Army guy, 94 years old, 94 years old at the cemetery. Now, I was leading the event. I was actually wearing this cover. This cover, you can see it says District 16, Assistant Sergeant Arms, Chapter 56, Santa Maria. This is an American Legion District cover. And I was wearing this today in my suit and tie. And the first time ever, I'm reading a script in front of about 30 or 40 family members. Now, for years, I've been part of the color guard or honor guard, holding the flag, maybe even playing the bugle or shooting a rifle. But this is the first time I led the whole thing. And what's interesting, the first time I played the bugle, I don't know if you know this actor or not, Bill Murray. Bill Murray from Caddyshack and so many other movies. His brother was a veteran and lived in Santa Maria. So the first time I was in front and center doing a bugle was in front of Bill Murray and his family. That was pretty exciting. So I've got this hat with the District 16 American Legion, but I wear this one also. I'm the commander of the Disabled American Veterans in Santa Maria, Chapter 82, for the last 6 or 7 years also. And because of what I learned in Toastmasters, I've been elected. I've been elected to the Department of California level leadership. So I'll be the second vice commander, I think May or June next year, and I'll move up the hierarchy in the Department of California. So working with veterans in color guard, honor guard, learn how to be the commander, and filing claims for veterans. People will come to me every now and then. Hey, do you know who can help me with the claim? Do you know who can help me with legal help? Do you know anyone that can help me with housing?
So there's a lot. There are a lot of your friends that's coming to you to ask for help, right?
Yeah. And that's where we form GI connections. Like if someone comes to me, I should be able to give a referral out and vice versa, because sometimes people need help with claims and they'll send them to me. And so it's all a collaboration with the other veterans organizations and how we get the message out. You know how many people I know 60, 70, 80, 90 years old who didn't know they could still file for benefits because they thought they were too old or they were denied before. Someone told them, nothing's wrong with you. No one's going to help you. We get a
So
lot of.
when did you? I'm sorry to interrupt you. When did you started GI Connection?
I only started GI Connections about a year and a half ago, and then COVID hit. So everything, everything came to a stop for a while. All of us, regardless of what business you're in, until we figure things out. Until you figure out you can still meet virtually. Until you can figure out you can still meet with the mask on. You can figure out you can still meet 6 feet apart from each other. Then things started picking up again. And it's so important that we help our fellow veterans, not just in California, but around the world. Around the world.
I totally agree. Joe, where they can actually um, donate, or how can they find GI Connection if they want to reach out to you?
Sure. Actually, the best way for me, and I have a Facebook page too, helping veterans transition from military to civilian world. But the best way is through my email, GI Joe Skoda GI Joe Skoda at gmail.com. GI Joe Skoda at gmail.com. And I gladly love to work with you, and I'm doing a lot of great things in the community and statewide. So I can really love to collaborate and work with everyone out there.
And by the way, viewers, you can also donate on our website, socialmediashows.com/outreach. We actually connect with different nonprofit organizations here in Las Vegas, in California, and other places, and whoever wanted to collaborate with our programs.
Sure. And I want to share something really quick. I've been in the military 21 years, and the very first place I was stationed was the Philippines. And this is my very first squadron hat, 3rd EMS, Equipment Maintenance Squadron. I got at Clark Air Base, Philippines, in December 1985. I got there at the end of the year, and I was a F4 and F5 mechanic wearing this hat. This hat's 30 years old. Wow, I guess so. Well, it doesn't matter how old I am, but I'm so proud I was able to hold on to most of my caps or my covers throughout my career. And I'm most proud of this one, my first duty station outside the United States in the Philippines. This hat means a lot to me. So this hat's seen a lot of grease and oil and sweat over the time, and get rid of the big mosquitoes and bugs out there. Get out of here, get out of here. And this hat means a lot to me. So I'll never forget that one. 30 MS. Awesome.
Well, Joe, your resume is very impressive, by the way. And I've seen all uh, accomplishment that you have so far. You're a real great man. You helped me a lot. You've been there for a lot of people. And with this young man, Joseph Skoda,
That's what I'm talking about.
it didn't it didn't take him to where he is at right now, if not because of his down of his past, of what he's been through in life. And I want to ask you this, Joe. I know that it seems like you you are talking a lot of this, I've done that, I am here right now, but there is something that we don't know yet. I am talking about the February 29th, 2008. And
Ooh.
I would like, and of course, my viewers want to know what literally happened on that day. And, you know, um, I want to know a lot of different things about you since February 29, 2008. But before
The-
you answer that question,
Yep.
Joe, we're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what happened on this certain date in your life. So, viewers, thank you so much for viewing this first segment of this show. Let's Talk World exclusive premiering. The first premier guest is Joseph Escoda. If you want to see our next part of our segment, just go to socialmediashows.com LTW exclusive. Socialmediashows.com/LTW exclusive. And you'll find out what happened on February 29th, 2008 with Joseph Escoda. Thank you so
th-
much. Don't forget to subscribe, like our shows on socialmediashows.com. Check out our different programs on our internet TV channel. We will see you in a moment.